Well, after getting that big job done that same afternoon of today, I went ahead and got the equipment ready, as in got everything loaded, checked everything off, got DEF for it because I was real low. So as I was unloading the truck or the trailer, taking the skid steer off, even the customer said that the tire was low. I was like, can't be. I just aired it up today. I mean, that thing was completely flat. As you can see, it's been rubbing. So, yay me. But I'm gonna go ahead and move the skid steer in front of the trailer. But we're gonna get started on this one. It's probably about maybe 2 days on this one, so we're going to go ahead and get here in the morning. All right, so got across a it's actually a pond, creek, lake, but it's a little rough. He's got it dug out enough where the beavers dammed it up, but he dug it out so that way it would flow, because it's making it like muddy and like a swamp, so he don't want that. Ow. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get through here. If not, I got a spot on the other side of the property where I go on the other side. This is one of the customers I've done some mulching for. So hopefully I can get across without, I'll have to flatten this out. Much of a drop off for me. Trying to go at an angle so that way I don't flip it. Trying to see if I can go a different angle. See what I'm dealing with, because I don't want to try to make it. It's not going to go mushy. Shouldn't be too much. It's a lot of rock right here. Let's see, a different angle. Never mind. That's probably a no. Look at that. I really don't want to go over there because I'll have to refigure that out. That's not good. Well, I was hoping I can get across there. I guess I'll have to figure it out. Here's another spot where this is an easement on another property. I was okay to cut the fence right here at over here on these little 2 posts. So he's got an easement, a 30-foot easement over here, so I'm gonna cut it and then make my way in here and then cut trails on this backside so that way he can access the other side of the pond I tried to cross. So I'm going to cut it to where it's patchable, but he said he's going to put a gate in here, so I'm going to make it to where he can at least use this for a good patch for now. So this is a field, but I don't think this is for cattle. I think it's for hay only.
fixed. All I'm doing is back and forth and running into trees because it's a bunch of thick trees. But all I'm doing is cutting paths for this customer so that way he's an older gentleman and I'm cutting pockets, just cutting trails and cutting pockets in so that way he can rip up all these trees and make it where he can mow everything. So all I'm doing is going back and forth, running into trees and running stumps over like an idiot, but trying to be efficient with his time and money. And it's so bumpy because the previous owner would just push everything to one side, and then when it got worse he just pushed it to the other side. So I'm just trying to help him out best I can. So it's made more of a mess, but gets up in the trees and it just snags everything. It's very windy from, I believe because it's from Hurricane Ian. It's pushing a lot of wind up here in Bammer. So we're going to head and get this cleaned up right here under here, and then they want me to clean this side, and then also, if I can see it or not without falling. Now, right over there is another, it's called a marsh. It looks like a swamp, but they want me to go over there and clean up all the stumps. They're been dead for about a year, but they're pine, so they'll be, I mean, they'd shred it.
The customer wanted me to clean this, as you can tell, it looks like a little swamp. This is the swamp over here, or what he calls the marsh. It had a bunch of stumps that a beaver came in and pretty much killed a bunch of the trees. And it's also got a bunch of blueberry saplings. So what he wanted me to do is come in and eat the stumps up, so that way he can get back here and keep it bush hogged. You can kind of see I got a little close until you start seeing this little red stuff. It's a little damp. I was trying to record some of the of this side over here for the next day, but with so much dust and then the way the sun comes in the morning, I couldn't get a good thing of the footage. But I'm narrowing down the last bit of what the customer wants me to do. I'll show you the after. But there's so much dust on this property where it's dry, I would say. Luckily I missed that rock right there. Big old boulder right there. Look at that sucker. Luckily I was pushing with a end piece. This is what I got done. Just coming in and hitting some of it, which there's a lot of garbage strode on the property. These knives are shredded from our last job. They're not cut too good, so I called Roback and got some more coming. I had a yellow jacket's nest right over there on the other side where that pine's at right there. So I'm highly allergic to anything that stings or it's got poison or whatever it is. So I'm going to try to come in here and sneak a couple of these little trees that I knocked down, and then the rest of it I'm just gonna, even if it pisses them off, there's about, I would not exaggerate, under right there, right in front of this tree, right in here, right on the other side of that, and there's like 100 of them flying, not even exaggerating or nothing. There's 100 of them. So you can tell it's dusty. So there's a bunch of stuff like this, just aluminum stuff, privet, and I'm pretty sure that the first homeowner of this land dozed a lot of it and then didn't really clean it up or correct it, and you can't really tell. It's most of the skid steer took out some of the humps. This is what we got over here. This is what we mulched sometime this year. Got over here and you can kind of see it's green, and then I mulched that stuff across there yesterday, and then I got this today. So they're super happy about how clean it is. People that passes by, that's been neighbors passing by, and they're stopping and telling me that this is the best this has ever looked. So that's a good thing. That's what we got done. And then yesterday this was hidden. Nice catch for the day. So how I get most of the stuff, and you can also do hook it to the trailer, which I had the trailer picked up. It was stuck in there, but used the chain, crisscrossed it, and then underlooped it, so when it picked up it didn't pull it down or yank on it. So, and then this tire is flat, completely flat, so there's a hole in there. But we're gonna go ahead and get the rest of this cleaned up, so that way we can head on to the next job after I do a couple more things.